Ladies and gents, today's guest is a multi-talented individual.
It is very lonely. It really is. Obviously, I haven't really spoken about this.
58,000 followers on Twitch, 52,000 monthly listeners on Spotify. Your character in particular, the antagonizer. How does that then affect you, your Twitch channel, and then your viewers, and then your followers?
I see what you're doing. I like it.
His biggest song, Tommy T, where he collabed with ZERKAA, aka Josh from the Sidemen, has over 12 million listens across all major platforms. It's about stream sniping.
A huge streamer walked in the room and I instantly watched how everyone switched.
You might know him as Dwayne Flores from the GTA server NoPixel. Did you stream snipe Josh from the Sidemen on his first day, or was someone you were with?
I can say that for a fucking fact. I did not do shit.
Do you know what I think? Because I also seen him do that with another big streamer who first started out in the server.
Who was the other big streamer?
Tifu.
So yeah, if you want a definitive answer, yes, they did.
Okay, and this person doesn't stream anymore.
Fuck that guy,
long
innit?
gone.
Oh,
Yeah.
is that donut, was it? Oh, fair
Yeah,
enough.
fuck that guy, innit? I was the guy, yeah. I was that guy.
You go, yo!
Yeah.
Our first ever guest, WIKED.
Wait.
Welcome back to episode 10 of the Glass House podcast, the home of transparent views and breaking news.
Jesus Christ.
I did it right this week. I did it right. Yes. But yeah, no, big episode today. Episode 10. We finally have our first guest, right? Usually we start off the episode by asking how we are to each other. 'Cause
I'm
we're
fine, by
brothers.
the way.
But I don't give a shit today because it's not about us. It's about our guest. So I prepared an intro.
Selfish.
I prepared the intro. Ready? Ready for this? It's like a chat show time. Ready? So, ladies and gents, today's guest is a multi-talented individual. He has tens of thousands of followers across all social platforms, 58,000 followers on Twitch, 52,000 monthly listeners on Spotify. He has collabs with artists such as P9. His biggest song, Tommy T, where he collabed with ZERKAA, aka Josh from the Sidemen, has over 12 million listens across all major platforms. You might know him as Dwayne Flores from the GTA server NoPixel, one of the founders of the group Mandem. Proud to say, our first ever guest. His name is WIKED.
Wait.
How was that?
Yeah, that was good. That was good. You gassed me up. Yeah, I feel like a superstar.
Our own Philip Schofield.
It feels good to be here. Episode number 10. Yeah. Okay.
Nah, but it's on a real though. I appreciate you coming, bro, because like, I ain't gonna lie, like I was scrambling for like guests and I was like messaging people, I was like PR, talent agencies and shit. I'm like, oh, is so-and-so free? So-and-so free? Nothing, bro, nothing. So I like had this email drafted. I was asking loads of people. And then just one day I woke up, I was just like, said a little prayer in there. And I was like, went to the gym and I seen you, bro. And I was like, I know him because I've seen you from here before and I follow you on Twitch. But I haven't been like as active with like the whole sort of GTA stuff because obviously I started this channel. I got no time in it. And I seen you, I was like, bro, I gotta ask him. And then you walk past, I was like, shit, then ask him. And then you walk past again, bro. I was like, oh, fuck it, I'm just gonna ask him, innit? Then I asked you, bro. And to be honest, bro, you couldn't have been any nicer. You were just like, do you know what, bro? Let's do it, innit? So I appreciate you coming, bro, for real. Because
of course.
Yeah, it is wild that you accepted a stranger's invitation.
Listen,
bro, we spoke
Bro,
for 2 minutes, bro.
bro.
And he's like,
Bro, we could have put you in the booth and took you into the tap.
I would have hoped not. That would have been very dangerous for me.
Nah, like honestly though, thank you for genuinely coming because
yeah, man.
like we're obviously trying to get this podcast and this
Yeah.
platform popping and just getting off and stuff like that.
Around, yeah.
And if there's anybody that knows how hard it is to build a channel and make it their own, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
No,
that's
100%.
You, so,
100%.
yeah.
Nah, yeah, but you know what? Yeah, it was the mutual friend thing that made it like, okay, cool, like this. If you're friends with this person, then obviously like
Shout out
cool.
Keisha.
Yeah, come on.
Bro, she'll be in the comments now. You know that, won't you?
yeah,
She'll be in the
100%.
comments, right?
Yeah,
100%.
but obviously, like, yeah, man, like, bro, it's so funny because when you came to me, bro, it was my first day of cardio.
Oh,
yeah,
is it?
Yeah, I was on the treadmill. I was like dreading it. I was like, oh no, I'm about to die. And then you came in. I'm still walking. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, yeah, we had our conversation. I was looking forward to it because I ain't been on a podcast before. You know what I'm saying? More is like, I always like doing, like, having taken up new opportunities and that. And obviously, you said that, like, oh, yeah, we haven't really had a guest. And yeah, man, I was like, bro, like, as you said, like, bro, I know how hard it is to start a channel.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, feels good to be here.
Nah,
Now, saying we made it happen.
Thank you.
We're here now. We're here now. But yeah, looking forward to it.
I have I've got questions, obviously, but this isn't gonna be like, you know, it's a podcast in it, so it's not gonna be like a straight interrogation interview style. But
Oh Lord.
really, like, so I want to kind of like start from the beginning, yeah. So I don't know if you've like, you know, talked about this in like videos or previous streams and stuff, but just basically like just tell us like how did you start, like how did you come up? Because obviously you live in Cardiff now, you've been living here for 2 years, so like your whole journey from, you know, I suppose like maybe coming out of school, you know, where you're from, how you got to Cardiff, how you got to streaming and all.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I've specifically spoken about it because people kind of just seen it happen in real time.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I was in London. I used to live in London. I come from London. That's where I grew up.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was like just coming out of a bit of a very tough situation.
Yeah.
Obviously, I haven't really like spoken about this like on Twitch or like in public at all. But when I started doing the Twitch thing, when I moved to Cardiff, it was actually not necessarily voluntary.
Okay.
It was actually because I had a situation that actually endangered my life.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I had a little bit of a mad thing happen. Obviously, if we start talking about that, it's gonna be hours. So like to put it simply, it was a bit of a almost like limbo time for me.
Yeah.
Just came out of a mad situation, just moved to a completely different new area.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, like I have to find a way to make ends meet. Started working in a couple jobs, a couple like I was worked at Shake Shack, Nando's, all of them places there, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, nah, bro, like shit ain't for me, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know I can do better. I know there's something else for me out there. And I've always been passionate. I always loved music. And yeah, I just started doing the GTA streaming.
Yeah.
Obviously started over there. And the time that I came, it was like a bit of an intermediate time.
Yeah.
Because it was just going from one like basically one, let's say, chapter of the server was ending and a new one was starting.
So is that like when they go from like 1.0 to like...
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So when it went from 2.0, I joined at the end of 2.0.
Okay.
And then when it went to 3.0, that's when it all kind of started to like kick
Come
off.
together, yeah.
Because everything like... Because it was big, you know? That reset was huge. Like, that's when all the big names come back. The big names coming back means that there's a lot of like attention there.
Yeah.
And then obviously, like with that happening, I kind of already gone comfortable with it because I was at the end of 2.0 when everything was a little bit more like relaxed, you know? So 3.0 started. I started like streaming on my off time. Just basically making ends meet, like working my job, streaming whenever I could. And then eventually one thing led to another. Things started happening. I'm sure we'll get into it a little bit more. But yeah, things started happening, and like now I'm here, I guess.
I want to know, right? When you first played that game, did you play on your own? Was it something like it was like you and your friends, or was it just like you just decided to play GTA?
I don't think it was something that I did with my friends, so to speak. Like so obviously me being part of the mandem.
Yeah. So this was when you started playing GTA. Was you in the mandem before?
No. So the mandem was something that I created during the time that I was there.
You created it, didn't you?
I was the one that created it. Yeah, I was the founding member, the triple OG. But like I started it by myself. I had been on a couple of GTA servers beforehand, and big up Twitch RP. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where I started. That's my that was my home ground. when I was like fucking 17, 18, just little shit, just running around, just causing havoc everywhere. But yeah, that place taught me how to. That place taught me how to like role play properly. It taught me how to like embody my character. It taught me how to like do scenarios, do things seriously, you know?
Yeah.
So then by the time that I came to NoPixel, I kind of knew what I was doing a bit more. And it was more of a thing like I went by myself completely. And then I knew that I was eventually going to make friends over there because of how it happened like beforehand, you know?
But if there's one thing I've already learned is that you've always believed in yourself.
Yeah. No,
It's good
100%.
though. Like for real, like most people don't have that. And the fact that like,
Yeah.
you know, you're believing in yourself is. So I want to know the difference between, because you said, is it GTA RP and then NoPixel? Are they totally different things?
Yeah, so for obviously the
Yeah, I
viewers who are
haven't a clue.
watching, because
Right,
like you know, like explain to us like, so GTA RP and basically NoPixel.
Right. So basically, GTA RP is short for roleplay.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm sure most people know what Grand Theft Auto is, what GTA
Yeah.
the game is. But roleplay, essentially, what it is, to put into simple terms, is you create a character. You go into basically a private place, like it's not the regular online lobbies.
Yeah.
Like, it's a completely different thing. It has like modifications. It has like all sorts of different things that like are added to make it very like specific to the role play thing.
Yeah.
And you basically create a character and you live your life through that character. So if you want to be a police officer, you can be a police officer. Every police officer, like, it's not a computer. It's every police officer is actually a person. If you want to be like a doctor, you can be a doctor. If you want to be a criminal, you can be a criminal.
Yeah,
lawyer,
that's what
all
I
of
mean.
that.
So-
But like no,
yeah,
but like
go
as
on.
part of those jobs though, like you like from what I've seen, like they gotta know like the technicals and the technical, like oh this person's got like a puncture in their arch in the right aorta or some shit, or the
Yeah.
police would be like I got a 295, a suspect down and shit like that. innit?
Yeah. Or
So-
proper like codes. Yeah, it gets very in depth, and obviously depending on what kind of server you go into, there's
Yeah.
different servers that have like different like expectations and like different like commitments that you do. But like doing things like a police officer and a doctor, you can actually go into it without not knowing anything,
Bro,
because
shit's
you
wild.
will learn how to do it. It's not like they expect you to know because
Yeah,
you have
yeah.
a course, you know, because
Yeah, no, it's mad.
everyone's, you know what I'm saying, like, you know what I mean.
I've been going around giving mouth to mouth to everyone. right now.
Yeah. But nah, definitely definitely something that's like unique. It's very unique, and it allows you to almost live the life that you would have wanted to live without any limitations or like consequences.
Yeah.
Can I ask you something though? Is it a bit like the for some people, like, is it like it's like, so some people obviously like this is all they do. Like, does it get lonely? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, cause
Yeah.
because you're living your, like, I'm not like obviously not you, but like some people live their life through that. So I just like, so a part of me is like I'm happy for you, but then a part of me is like,
Bro, like,
you know what I mean?
it's a double-edged sword, I'd say.
Jeez.
Um,
Yeah, I just always wanted to know, but especially with streamers and stuff like that, because I know it can get quite like lonely. And if you're doing GTRP and you're like, bro, I'm a paramedic in this game,
yeah.
and then you're going into your bedroom and your mum's calling you downstairs for dinner. Like,
Yeah,
do you know,
yeah.
like
I
like
can
a
get
part
like
of me
that.
is like, yo, that is sick, and then a part of me is like, oh,
It's definitely a double-edged sword. Me being someone who's done it for coming up to 4 or 5 years now. Being a streamer just isn't what everyone thinks it is, you know?
Bro, it's hard. Like
it's-
I've tried streaming myself, bro. I can't do it.
It's so draining. It's draining in ways that you didn't know were draining. Like, in a lot of ways, it's actually even more draining than a regular job, because you deprive yourself of like real interaction. You
Yeah.
deprive yourself of like regular, like almost like regular like interactions with people on day-to-day
Yeah.
basis, right?
Yeah.
Because like, for example, me, when I first started like doing the thing on NoPixel, doing the thing on GTA, I was streaming like 12, 13 hours
Yeah,
per day.
crazy.
Every single day. I would wake up, first thing I do, eat, shower, boom, stream. 12 hours. I wouldn't see no daylight, wouldn't see nothing, like no interaction with people outside, my friends a lot of the time, like, bro, like I kind of like, it kind of became, it is very lonely, yeah, it really is. And it's something that, like, which is surprising to me, it's something that is actually not given awareness to at all. And it's usually because the streamer themselves, because imagine this, yeah, you're in a position where this is your job, like, you play video games for a living, and everyone would think like, oh yeah, like, there's no way you can complain about that, you know what I mean? Because, like, you're earning to play video games, like, how can you ever complain about that? But it becomes like a stigma. Is that
yeah.
A stigma that, like, we have no real reason to complain.
Do you know what it is though? For me, it's more of the case of like, if you got banned, would you. The difference is, I've been in your streams, right, and I've seen your community, and they genuinely do care. Like, I've seen that.
Big up my community, yeah, the golden army. Come on.
But like, some people, even with big streams, if they disappear tomorrow, they wouldn't care.
Yep.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, they wouldn't care. For me, it seems like I see some streamers, you're like, mate, you're like a performing monkey. You know what I mean? Like, you're just
you're just there to entertain.
Yeah, that's literally what it is. Then that's the way I see it. I don't look at it.
Wipe your nose.
Hey, listen, if you saw it, you saw it. You know what I'm saying?
I was looking at it. I did tap you a few times, but
that was the game before the stream.
No, man, waiting until.
No, you can't say that. You
man was waiting this entire time. He saw it from the start.
I know, bro. I was like, no, I wasn't there for time. But yeah, sorry, I can't remember what you said. I can't remember what you said.
No, I was saying, like, I look at it from a different point of view. Like, I just don't see things as what it is. Like, even though you do it for a living, I just think about, especially in your case, like, you're pretty new to the area. You're pretty new to Cardiff. Like, do you know what I mean? And I'm kind of like, if you're streaming 12, 13 hours a day, then where does time for you come into it?
It does. To put it bluntly, it actually just doesn't. A lot of the, like, I've made genuine connections, like, in other areas of the world. Like, I have more friends internationally than I do in my own area.
Yeah.
And it's something like it ends up taking your life over, not only because, like, you do it for 12 hours a day, but the people who you interact with are doing the same thing in different areas of the world. So I've got friends from America, friends from Australia, friends from Sweden, like all over the world, right? But when it comes to my own area, it's just like, oh shit, like, there's no one that's in my area, because, well, my area is quite small. But like London, so for example, London, I've got a lot of boys there, you know what I'm saying? Like, and also I've got a lot of my own, like, friends, because obviously I grew up there. But like, bro, like, there's not a lot of time to be social. But it all depends on, like, at the end of the day, it all depends on you, right?
Yeah, of course.
Because some people might not stream for 12 hours. Some people might stream for 5, and they'll be happy with that, and then they can go out and do what they want, you know. But me, I've always been someone who's loved gaming, right?
Yeah.
And then on top of that, I've got the music thing. So what I would do is I'd spend like 12, 13 hours a day streaming. And then when I end that, straight into music.
Yeah.
So then again, more seclusion, you know?
Yeah.
So it's definitely something that's like, something that's hard to overcome when you become a streamer. But it almost becomes second nature, man. Especially when you've got, like, a community like mine.
Yeah.
They're always there. They're always supporting. Yeah. They're always, like, day in, day out. They're in the chat. It's almost like you kind of become friends with them, you know?
Yeah.
Because you know they'll be there. You know that they understand you at a certain level. That, like, I don't know. I can't speak for other streamers, but me, myself, I'm very real. You know what I mean? I don't ever hide who I am or act fake for content. You know what I mean? And that's something that I've always had an issue doing, which other people have no problem doing. It's literally like second nature to them. Like I've hung out with some people, not gonna name names obviously, but like I've hung out with some people where it's like they're like completely like chilled, like completely like, like not very talkative, like very quiet. The moment the camera comes on, bang, it's different. Like it's a different level. Like the energy is like through the roof.
Do you think that's a good thing, though? Like, do you because you're the same on and off camera, yeah?
Mm.
Do you think like that's like a sort of like a personality disorder? Like you have to.
I think it's playing a character, innit? Like
it's not even a personality. I don't even think it's being a character. Obviously, it's something that applies to GTA because my character Dwayne Flores is complete the opposite of who I am.
Yeah.
My character Dwayne Flores is like
he's a bit of a bastard.
He grew up. He does not like. He will not take shit from anyone. He's very confrontative. Very like. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the times, it's actually funny because a lot of the people who come into my stream, they get shocked when I used to stream NoPixel daily because they're like, bro, like, how is it that I've come into this stream watching this character from other people's POVs, and then I come into his stream and he's like completely the opposite, you know what I mean? Yeah. But I don't think it's something that's like a personality disorder or anything like that. It's just how the industry is, you know what I mean?
Well, he's just playing a good character. I mean, at the end of the day, that's
the industry.
That's your job, innit? Like, do you know what I mean?
But I would say more towards not like in GTA because GTA you like have to play a different character. I'm talking about
in general.
If me and you are talking and you're chilled, and then I switch the camera on, and then you're a complete knobhead. Like, do you know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about that type of difference and that type of switch. Like, you know what I mean?
There's always going to be people like that.
I mean, like, in my opinion, that there's that in every single like industry.
Yeah, of course.
Every single industry is like that. You know, especially the entertainment industry. You have to remember, and I'd say, right, Twitch is actually a level below of the YouTube stuff. The YouTube stuff is like completely different, you know? Like I think Twitch, a lot of the time you can get away with being yourself. Yeah. Whereas YouTube, it's a little bit more intense. Like I don't think
100%. You know I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
What about 100%. So obviously he was talking about like streaming for like 12 hours and shit. Does that ever come down to like the fear of staying relevant? Like, cause that's obviously like kind of a big thing when you're streaming and you're YouTubing and you don't want to see daylight because you want to grind and grind and grind just because you're scared that maybe your audience is gonna forget you or certain people. Does it come down? Is there an element of like a fear of being like people put in ridiculous hours because they're scared of not staying 100%, relevant?
No, 100%. And the way that, and I myself, I'm someone who's guilty of this, right? But like not so much anymore.
Yeah.
Because obviously, like everything that's happened with me, now I'm in a completely different stage of my life. But like 100%, and it's one of the things where the way you think about it, when you've been, especially like specifically GTA, right? Let's put it into specifically GTA instead of like the broad like streaming content creation. Specifically GTA. Every single day that passes, a new person can come onto the server with a personality that's like really bubbly, a personality that's really likable, and bro, just like that, bang, it switched, man. Everything switched.
You
see that a lot. Like and GTA specifically is 10 times faster paced than real life. Yeah. In GTA, you miss one day, you can miss, like, especially when like role play is like at the top and there's a lot of stuff happening. Bro, there's been days where I've missed 1 day or 2 days of streaming and I come back and it's like I don't even recognize what's going on. Like it's completely different. Everything is different.
That's wild.
Like, because on obviously the role playing thing, you have storylines, innit? So like you could miss a day and some mad shit's kicked off as a storyline. It's been a big day. Like your gang is fighting another gang.
Exactly.
You're getting bare views and then you've missed out on that day. Like, do you get me? Yeah, it's kind of mad. But you only kind of really see that because you can be great at a game, right? Say, I don't know, Fortnite, whatever, right? You can be world class at that game. People will always still watch you. You're terrible. People,
well, you good at Fortnite? Yeah,
I'm the top G.
The worst game. Go ahead.
I can tell you ain't getting the wins, innit? You ain't
but I think like with GTA NoPixel in particular, it's more difficult because, like you said, there's always that chance like your spot can be taken in it realistically. But I think like what you were saying about your character in particular is the one thing because when I used to watch it, I think like I was like watching it quite a lot like last summer ish. I think when all this stuff was going on, your character in particular was, like you said, he was more of like the antagonizer and things.
Yeah.
For yourself though, right? Because that does put you in a difficult position, right? So where your character is the antagonizer, this person is that person. Like it seems like sometimes there was a lot of pressure on you to create or stir something, right?
Mm.
I think eventually, like the part of the storyline, you got kicked out of the group or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But how does that then affect you in terms of like your Twitch channel and then your viewers and then your following? Do you know what I mean? Because if you're kicked out of a gang, it was like, you know, well known in the server, like people watch them, and then you're no longer part of that. It's not something that you want, but you kind of got to do it for like the storyline. Like, talk me through that, bro. Like, how does it affect that?
Boy, you've hit the nail on the head with that question. You know, that's actually mad. You know, and that's actually crazy. The fact that you pointed that specific thing out. Yeah, but I see what you're doing. I like it. But bro, like, I'ma just say it how it is.
Yeah, go on.
When I left the mandem,
Yeah.
right? When I got kicked out the mandem, I did it purely because there was. It was almost like a something that was a long time coming. It
Yeah.
had been building up, and I've always been someone who on top of everything, I always prioritize the storylines. I
Yeah.
always prioritize the role play. I always prioritize the character,
Yeah.
and it comes down to because of like where I started, because of how I learned to role play. I am someone like there are people who will like not take it as seriously
Yeah.
and kind of just do it as a bit of content.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they have like little banter, like storylines, and then there's someone like who's in the complete opposite end of the spectrum, who's like extremely serious. Like like my storylines, I'm not gonna toot my horn as like this isn't like a flex or like an ego thing, but I will say, from what I've been told as well as like how I feel about it, I definitely feel like I am someone who like creates storylines that are like that people will speak about for ages. You know what I mean? Like they are staple storylines within like my particular story. You know, the way I affect other people, it creates like a long-term dent.
Yeah.
But being like that once again, it's a double-edged sword.
It's a massive negative though, because it can affect like your viewership and do you know what I mean? Because when you're part of that gang,
like, when I left the mandem, right, when I got kicked out the mandem, my viewership, right, and my community, it basically like instantly, like within the first month, I had literally my demographics went from like being up here to like just complete boom,
it's fucked.
Just one day to another, bang. It's that easy.
But did you feel like, I suppose like from your group, and it's not to out anybody, say any names, right? But like, did you almost feel like sometimes you were pressured into being that person to create the content because you can't have people who just stand by and just won't do it for the content or won't do it for the storyline because they still want to be part of that type thing. People won't get involved in the drama and, you know, the storyline stuff. Did you always feel like there was some kind of pressure for you to do that?
No, I don't. I definitely don't. Purely because like I feel like everything would have still been okay if I didn't do all of this stuff. I chose to do these things, you know, and I chose to do these things because I stuck to how my character is, and I stuck to creating something for me that would basically create something for me that would basically like be indicative of how my character is, you know. And I always stuck to the philosophy that like above everything, if you play a character who is a villain, you're a villain.
I like that.
And I've always seen myself like, and this is something that kind of bleeds into real life a little bit. I've kind of always seen myself as a little bit of a villain, and it's kind of like hard to see it. But like in my eyes, I've always seen myself as someone who's a villain because it's just who I like. I don't know. I don't know how to completely explain it, but like I've seen myself as like someone who goes against what people want me to do, or like goes against what people think of me, or like I'm always the person who people think is a dickhead until they see that I'm not.
Yeah.
And I kind of like, yeah, I don't feel like it. I was pressured into.
Do you know what I
any
think
of
it is? I think from what it sounds like to me, it's more so like the artist in you. Like you'll do it for that art.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. I think it's that.
Instead of like the like whatever consequences come from it, don't care. It's just about the art and about the story.
Let me ask you something. You said like you watched like the Mandem and things like that, and do you know when you like seen his character or something like that? Did you think Raz, that character's a dickhead?
No,
Like, for real?
no, because it's the kind of shit that I would like.
He
it's
probably did the exact same thing as you.
It's
That's
funny,
what I mean. So,
no, because it's funny. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it could just be another day on, you know, from GTA where I seen and like you're robbing cars or you want to rob a bank and stuff. But the thing that always made me laugh is like when they genuinely come up with like these random storylines and it's just like completely random and unexpected and like you can see like they're trying to take it serious and laugh and no, but you can see that they're trying to take it serious by like being like, oh what? Or
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
do you know what I mean? But you know, like, but you can hear them like, you know, they find it funny and they're laughing in the background, but they're trying. It's like what they call it back then, isn't it? It's kind of like that sometimes.
But that's the thing though, like as well as that,
yeah,
like we know like bro, all of my boys, like all of the Mandem boys, like every time that I would do that, every one of them knows me. We always like talk like off stream, and we like always talk to each other like as friends. We've kind of become like a friend group, you know. We know each other more. Like a lot of us have like met each other, and stuff like that. And so we know it's like at the end of the day, like no one gives a fuck. Like if we can argue on GTA, no one gives a fuck. It would like because at the end of the day, no matter how serious the argument is, it's exactly that. It's just role play, you know. But the viewers, oh my lord! Oh my lord! The viewers, oh my god!
Because you get like chat hop in the news. So like, if your character said something to another streamer and the other streamer character didn't like it, their community come over to you and be like, "You're a dickhead. Why'd you say that?" Like, thinking like it's like real life.
Serious, thinking it's like a serious thing, and it's something that's always been. It's always been the case. Like the amount of times that my poor moderation team, poor guys, man. The amount of times that they've had to deal with an overwhelming amount of people just coming through whenever I do some shit. Like,
specifically for your character,
specifically for me being like a massive like villain character, you know.
Shout out to your mods.
Yeah, listen, poor guys, man. They do overtime every time that I that I used to, you know, get on my villain acts, but nowadays it's like obviously I'm not in roleplay anymore, so it's like man, now it's chill. But like the communities can get so into it, and it's like watching your favorite show, you know. Like it's like when
EastEnders or audio, isn't it?
Yeah,
like that. That's what it can be like.
Like for example, like a Netflix show that like I've been into, like fucking Peaky Blinders. I only watched it recently, but I remember thinking to myself like, yo, this Tommy character, he's a fucking dickhead. But he's a fucking dickhead. But at the same time, I'd be like, oh yeah, but his character's sick. You know, because I can see beyond it, and I'm like, but at the same time, even I was like, yo, this guy's a fucking dickhead, man. Come on now. Like, what do you mean? But like, it's so easy. It's so easy to like, especially people who watch it daily. They get into it. It becomes their favorite show to watch. And when shit happens, it's like, oh, bro, like, I love you, but like, oh, bro, just stop doing this type shit. You know what I mean?
It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah, do you know, like, that storyline when you got kicked out and, like, it got rough? Did you ever communicate with the boys, like, being like, yo, boys, like, my viewership is, like, dipping, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's your job, like, essentially, like, do you know what I mean? So, like, did you ever, like, communicate, or is it more of the case of, like, it is what it is? It's, like, the storyline type thing.
I mean, the boys have always been, like, mad supportive, you know? The boys have always been like, bro, like, if you ever want to retcon this situation and just, like, burn it off, like, it is what it is. But I always stuck to...
I like that.
I
like that a lot.
Yeah, I above everything always stuck to my guns, you know? Like, I built my grave. I knew this was going to happen.
Yeah.
I need to, like, just get on with it.
I like that.
And before... which I'm sure we're gonna probably like touch on later or whatever, but like before I got like banned and before I left roleplay, I was actually preparing to come back.
Oh, okay.
I was actually preparing to come back, and like, and this time I was like, when everything happened, it's my own fault. I don't think I really communicated with the boys how much of like a mentally it affected me, because obviously it's not easy.
Bro,
Like,
but you're not even
being a
speaking to your
streamer.
friends though, like while you're playing the game. Like, do you
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
those are obviously your close boys, so you're obviously missing time out actually speaking or chilling with them, which is
Yeah,
mad.
yeah.
But one question, I got a juicy question actually. Now it's about stream sniping, right?
Okay,
So
okay.
for the people that don't know what stream sniping is when another streamer will watch another stream and see where they are and go and approach them and do whatever, try and force them, right? So with you guys in particular, obviously you stream a lot with Josh from the Sidemen. He's obviously like do you know what I mean? Like one of the top streamers that's doing it. So people are obviously going to try and like, if you come across experiences like that, and like, how do you deal with it? And do you know, like, well, you don't know if you want to say names, you can say names, but like people that have done it in the past, like, do you know what I mean? Like they will try to like
to him, or like to me,
but just like in your group in general, right? Because obviously one of the biggest groups in the server, right? So like people like forcing themselves in there. Like, how do you? I don't know. It's like kind of like, how do you tell? Do you know what I mean?
It's a sticky one.
It happens though, doesn't it?
It does happen, and it has happened like during the time that I was during the time that I was doing my thing, and it was like the start of the mandem.
Yeah.
Right. I had a lot of people who would like come my way, and do you know what? Sometimes it wasn't even like a direct stream sniping thing. But they know who I am. They knew who I was out of character. They knew my viewership. They knew all of the boys. They saw the attention that it was like the boys were getting. And you could like, do you know what? Yeah, it's actually funny because I particularly I find myself to be someone who can like, my intuition is top notch. I can always tell. Like, I feel like at least I can always tell when someone's is a genuine person or a fake person, apart from very, very clear factors, and like very like sometimes my intuition isn't always right, you know. And certain people, my intuition was completely wrong, and you know, sometimes like
that's
wait, who did you think? No, but who did you think was like part of the mandem now, right? Who do you think was stream sniping, but you kind of didn't think that they were anymore, and they were kind of genuine? Anyone?
Well, like within the mandem?
Yeah.
Oh boy, nah. Yeah, I'm gonna take a sip for that, but if you know, you know. If you know, you know.
Do you know I wanted to
wait? So no, wait. So you're telling me so there is someone that's like a part of the group that you think or was stream sniping, but now they're like part of the group and they're sort of chilling your friends.
Oh, wait, hold on. No, wait. Wait, I misunderstood the question.
I want to know what you thought the question. That's what I want to know.
Something else.
I want to know what you thought.
Don't worry about it. But basically, nah. All of the boys, they I feel like a lot of the boys have always been like genuine, and they've always kind of like let things flow their path, right? And let things like go their own way. So like, but with that being said, like, there's a lot of the boys who have openly said like, like we knew who the mandem was before, like before we joined, and like, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they would like have stream sniped or anything like that, right? They just kind of knew who we were, and they kind of like,
it's hard not to, innit? Like,
no, bro, like I can't say that I completely like didn't do it or anything, because bro, like sometimes I'm chilling. Like there was I'll tell you one particular instance, right? And this applies to me. This is my own personal instance, right? There was one time where I was like in just kind of playing some music, like I always do, because I was doing music there. Just kind of playing some music and just kind of chilling out, and just basically just doing my thing, right? And then a huge streamer walked in the room, right? And I instantly watched it happen, like live and direct as I'm doing my thing, how everyone switched. Everyone around me just bang. Oh, all of a sudden, this guy has a problem with this guy. All of a sudden, whoa, this guy's getting hella rowdy. All of a sudden, like, this guy is doing this thing. And,
I don't like that.
And
so say
Bro,
for
I
instance,
don't know what you mean.
so say for instance, right? Say they're all at like a show, right?
Yeah,
they're all
yeah,
at a bar, they're all at a show. It's all the streamers there, whatever. And say XQC walks into the room.
Was
right?
it like a stream like
huge.
But say like
But you can't say.
I mean, Summit.
Summit.
I like that guy.
So say Summit, right? It's got like 50k, 60k
Yeah.
people that are watching him, right? He'll walk into the room, and then all of a sudden, everything all kicks off, and people like want to try and build a storyline there because they know some of his viewers will be watching, and they'll hear their character, and then they'll want to tune into them and stuff. That's what you're talking about, right?
No, that's what I wanted to ask you. Like I'm guessing you've come across so many people that's tried to lick ass like with the big streamers.
Yeah. And this happened to me as well, actually. Like,
100%. You're
with
just
me,
as
Yeah, with me, it was more towards the music stuff, though.
Okay.
Like, bro, like the amount, bro. This this is something that's funny, yeah. I find
No
it so funny.
seatbelt, no seatbelt, no.
Yeah, nah, bro. Big man thing, like, bro. I'd walk into a room, I'm doing my thing.
Yeah.
Someone who I haven't met before, like, I have not met this person before.
Yeah.
This person has no correlation to me. I don't know who this person is. They walk up to me, yeah, and they start talking. You know, we have a nice little chat. Oh yeah, what's your name? Oh yeah, my name's this. Oh yeah, blah blah blah. I do music. Oh yeah, you do music. Oh yeah, shit. Oh, I'm a rapper as well, actually. Oh yeah, I'm a singer as well, actually. You know, I actually do stuff. And there was times, right?
Yeah.
And this is the really blunt, like the really blatant, like examples.
Yeah.
Where I'd walk into a room, I'd do my thing, I'd start talking to someone, and they out of nowhere just go like, "Oh yeah, by the way, I'm very into music," and I'd be like, all right, big man, like, what does that have to do with me? I haven't said anything about music yet.
Please don't tell me someone have like just kicked a freestyle. Just come up to yo, I'm a rapper too.
You know
I
what?
just
Yeah.
started rapping.
You know what?
Like you see those rappers when they're like spitting from on the street, innit?
Bro, big man thing, yeah.
That's what I was gonna say.
I would have preferred that to having them be like, I do music,
At
innit?
least you're being honest, innit?
I would have preferred that, innit? I would have been like, yeah,
You
fuck
might have
yeah.
viewed something and thought, oh, actually, that was kind of fire. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Instead
Yeah,
of coming after
exactly,
me,
exactly.
like,
But there's definitely been like a lot of instances where that like has happened. But I haven't had someone specifically come up to me and be like, "Yo, I know who you are. I love your music. Let me freestyle for you." Because
I would have done it.
I would have
rap,
been
but I
sick,
still
bro.
would've
I would
done
have
it.
loved that, bro. I would have felt like fucking Drake or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. let me get some buzz, bro. You co-sign me, man. You know what I'm saying?
But actually, another question I do want to ask you, right? So on the topic of like stream sniping, right? So when ZERKAA, Josh from the Sidemen, it's funny his name's like people call him ZERKAA. It's funny, but yeah. So obviously when he joined the server, right? So from what I remember was I think I watched like part of his first stream or whatever when he did it because at that time I was watching. I thought like the NoPixel thing was hilarious, right? But I remember like he was doing something with Abdul in his taxis or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So that's like how he kind of started off. And then he met you guys. Was it on his first day streaming?
I think it was.
So, I'll just
I
ask
was
you.
streaming at the time.
I'll just ask you straight up, right? It's a soundbite, right? I'll probably put this in a trailer. Did you stream snipe like Josh from the Sidemen on his first day?
Yeah.
Or was someone you were with, like, not you in particular, but maybe was it something that you were with that kind of like guided you there? Do you know what I mean? Because it's
be honest, as well,
no,
you want
but
to say something.
it's good timing, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Like he's first on, his couple of British lads, you know, they kind of like, you know, it just works well, doesn't it?
I want to know. Did you?
I didn't do shit. I can say that for a fucking fact. I did not do shit.
Do you know what? Do you know what I think? Do you know, this is what I think, right? So I know, from what I know, one of the boys that you were with, we won't say who, did, in my opinion, because I also seen him do that with another big streamer who first started out in the server.
Who was the other
as
big
well.
streamer?
Tifu.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Am I on the money?
Okay, you did some research, huh?
Am I on the money?
I mean, listen. Listen, the fact that I'm not raising a comment should say
Alright,
it's
cool,
unique magnitudes. But what I will say about that is,
Cool.
right? What I will say about that is, I didn't ever do anything like that.
Yeah.
And the reason why I didn't ever do anything like that is because if there was ever a time that shit was gonna happen, I knew it would happen organically anyway.
Yeah.
There was no avoiding it.
Yeah.
I knew who I was.
Yeah.
I knew that I was someone who was going to become a big fucking name in that server. Why?
Yeah.
Because I knew that I was a pioneer of the music. I was someone who was creating something, creating my own group. I knew who I was. I knew where I was headed, and regardless of whether someone was gonna be like a huge factor to it, I knew that eventually, naturally, things would happen. I didn't bank on it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But what I will say is, I ended up in a very coincidence. Coincidentally, I ended up in a useful position, right? At the very useful time, right? And I literally had no idea what was happening, right? I had no idea what was happening, right? I was just I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, why are we here? Like, what? Bro, because it was out of nowhere. Like, we're like, why are we here? Like, and then I was like, all right, cool. Like, whatever. Like, I'm guessing this person's off to do something, like, whatever they're doing, right? And whatever it is they're doing, I'm like, all right, cool. So I started doing my thing as I usually do, right? Because I like, as I said, I always like play my character to a T, right? I needed a zoo. I needed a zoo I need a fucking zoo. Why? Because I like when you smoke joints in that particular server, right? When you smoke
bro,
joints,
I thought you meant in real life. Bro, I thought you meant in thing then. I'm like, yo, he's smoking a zoo. I was like, oh,
Can't do that, Stu.
take
the face cam off.
when you smoke joints in that server, it gives you like armor, like it makes you like armor, like it armors you up basically. Because so basically, I needed to, like, I was always on goal, especially back then.
So you had a drug problem.
No. Yeah. I was cat
bro. That's the least of your worries, bro. Like some of them characters are there.
Yeah, but basically, like, I just needed like a zoot, and then I just like, bro, like I went up to someone. I was like, yo, do you have a zoot? They're like, nah. I'm like, are you sure? And then I started pressing them. And then they're like, no. And then, like, I feel like I don't even remember how I went. But then, like, they eventually told me, like, to go away, basically. And they weren't really giving me any interaction back.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, fuck this person then.
Yeah.
So then I moved on to the next person. And then this next person just so happened to be Josh. Yeah. And then
that's wild.
I literally pull up to him. I'm like, yo, do you got a zoot? And he's like, no, like I ain't got a zoot. And then he started, like, almost like trying to like big up his chest, you know what I'm saying, trying to defend himself. I'm like, yo, like, what on for you? like why are you getting all defensive in that? You know what I mean? And so then to be honest, and I've said this before and I'll say it again, I recognize his voice, obviously. Yeah. I knew who he was.
That's what I was gonna ask you, like, do you recognize when someone's there?
I knew his voice, bro. I knew he was like, he wanted to be on the server. I knew that he had an interest in being on the server, but I didn't know that he was that person at that exact time. Because I was busy doing my own thing. And then the moment I clocked was like halfway through the conversation.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, why does this guy's voice sound so familiar? And then I was like, oh shit, like, this is who that is. But at this point, he's already in the boot of a trunk of the car.
Kidnapped him.
We've already kidnapped him, and he's already going like somewhere with us. And I'm like, hold on, hold on, what's going on here? And then I realized, oh yeah, that's the guy, And then, like, bro, like, I did my very best to not try treat him any different way, because of it, you know?
That's the last thing he would want, though, innit?
Exactly.
Special treatment.
And once again, it goes back to what I said. I knew who I was. I knew I was going to be a big name in the server. I knew I was going to do all of that. It comes back to my confidence, you know? I know who I am. I know what I was doing. I was in my own lane, right? I didn't bank on my man coming and doing his thing, but it happened, you know. It happened, and
the people. So the people.
You're a cheeky fuck though for asking that question.
No, but like the people. No, because I knew where it was going. I knew it was going, and that's what I wanted. But because I always had the feeling, like, do you know what I mean? Because I've seen that person do it before, but like.
So if you want a definitive answer, yes, they did.
Okay, and this person doesn't stream anymore, doesn't
Fuck that guy.
Long
innit?
gone. Yeah.
Oh, it's
fuck-
that donut, was it? Oh, fair
Yeah,
enough.
fuck that
Oh.
guy. Innit?
But yeah, it says it all, doesn't it? But yeah. Tommy T, the song Tommy T. So obviously you made a song with Josh, Tommy T. It was just kind of like, it wasn't his first song he made, right? 'Cause he made that stupid Russian song, whatever he did, right?
Sabaka.
Yeah,
And
that.
the boys up in here.
Terrible.
Making noise.
Yeah, terrible.
Oh,
But
he did a Russian accent.
yeah, I don't know.
And he didn't get cancelled. That's crazy.
But yeah, no. So talk to me like how it came about. You made Tommy T, like the whole sort of like thing behind it, and then obviously like the aftermath of it, right? Because like the aftermath of, so obviously he made the song. It's on his channel. He's obviously a big name. He's played it to the Sidemen. The Sidemen are reacting to it. He still gets, you know, the references now and then or whatever. So like, talk me through making that song, how it came about, and then basically like kind of how like things changed for you afterwards. Because obviously it was a massive thing, wasn't it?
Massive. I even heard it.
Insane.
Massive.
Insane. Yeah, no. Yeah, the way that Tommy T came about was like the thing I'm proud of is the fact that it was really organic,
Yeah.
right? I didn't force anyone to do anything. I didn't like, obviously at this point I knew who he was. At this point I knew the platform he had. At this point I knew that, as well as that, the main reason why I actually did it was not because of all of these reasons, but actually because he had a sick voice for rapping. His voice was deep as fuck. And I was in the back of my head, was thinking about like how Unknown T has a very distinctive voice.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so how Tommy T came about is at the time I was signed to a record label within the GTA scene, right? Because there is record labels in the GTA scene.
What was the record label called?
Wu-Chang Records, come on. Yeah, the beginning, the grand beginning of...
did you say Wu-Chang?
Wu-Chang, yeah.
That's unbelievable.
What they
Yeah.
call it? Chang Gang, that's what they call it.
I thought it was
Gang,
because of
yeah,
Wu-Tang Clan.
No.
I feel like there's like
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
definitely
yeah.
a reference to
That's
it,
what I
but
was
they're
thinking.
called the Chang Gang, innit?
Oh,
So
okay.
it'd be Wu-Chang instead
So
of Wu-Tang.
they are the biggest gang in the server, right?
100%, yeah.
Are they an Asian gang?
No.
I thought there's Chang.
So you got
No, it's because basically
Mr. K, innit?
Mr. K used to be called Mr. Chang.
So he's the leader of it.
He's
like
the leader.
like an OG guy. Like the guy's just unreal.
The guy. Listen, I will always say this. I've always got love for that guy in specific.
Bro, he's
the
goated,
guy
bro.
is he is one of the biggest pioneers of the GTA roleplay scene.
The
Like,
MJ
in
of,
gen-
like-
Oh, is he?
he's the trip, bro. There is not a single like you can go to any server across the world. Yeah, I'm pretty sure if you mention the name Chang Gang, they will know who it is.
Yeah.
Like they put roleplay on the map,
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
like in a big way, in a big way.
Do you know Buddha? You ever heard of Buddha?
Yeah, I know Buddha.
Yeah, Buddha. So he's like one
He
of the
plays
big
another game though,
OGs
doesn't
as
he?
well.
He's big in another game, Buddha.
He's not in Chang Gang though. He has his own.
Oh.
thing.
But he was like a big OG sort of pioneer,
yeah,
like
yeah,
Mr.
yeah.
K.
He won
and
the
them.
award, didn't he? At the streamers, Buddha.
Appia? Was he Appia of the year?
I think so. Yeah,
I think
yeah,
Buddha won it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
he's
it was
great.
him.
To be honest, I didn't really watch the streamer awards. To be
I
honest,
just want to see if
I was just rooting for my boy, and I was just
Yeah.
But yeah. So I was signed to that label because the way that I came about is when the transition was made from 2.0 to 3.0, right? Mr. K was like being the leader, right? He said to me, he said, "Yo, the next." In 3.0,
Yeah.
we want to start like the record label and we want to create something that will be like unique to roleplay that hasn't been seen before.
Yeah.
Which is bringing music incorporated into the GTA scene. And at the time, I had like I say at the time, but I'm still like that. But like the music was always the main thing, right? The music is always the end all be all for me,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, 100%.
And I came into that server doing music on another server, right? The start. And I always did kind of like music in my character because it was a way that I could use. It was a way that I could talk about things that I wouldn't talk about myself. Because I ain't never like fucking trapped. I ain't never like chinged down no ops or anything. But he did. He did. And my character was on crud. Meaning if my character's on crud and I was to rap as that character, he'd be rapping about how he's on crud. right? So I always use that as an outlet to like express my creativity and express things that like speak in a way and on the music that I didn't speak before. So when 2.0 made the transition from 2.0 to 3.0, and I coming in at the very end, it was a very, very, like, it was literally like, I still say it was perfect timing.
Yeah.
Because the server was dead. Everyone was waiting for the next big thing. Everyone knew the next big thing was coming. But me, I was brand new to the entire thing. I had just been accepted into the server, meaning that it didn't matter what time it was for me, because for me, I'm just getting started, right? So being the server being dead in the way that it was, it meant that I spoke to my man, and the way that like we started was and this has gone off on a bit of a tangent for what your question is here, but I still want to include it in there, you know what I'm saying? But the way that it all started is one day I was chilling at a gas station, and this was still in 2.0 before 3.0. And so basically for the viewers and people who don't know roleplay, right? When the transition's made from 2.0 to 3.0, it's like two completely different things. So everything that happened in 2.0, it's in the past.
Okay.
And everything that's 3.0 is brand new, right? So the end of 2.0, they take me hostage for a bank, right? I'm taken hostage while they go and rob a bank. And I said, you know what? I ain't your average hostage, you know? And they were like, oh, what's going on? And I'm like, yeah, I'm a rapper. You know what I'm saying? I'm a rapper, bro. I do this thing. Like, you know what? Why don't, like, I'm in, at this point, I'm shoved in a boot. I'm shoved in the boot of a car. And I said to you know what, fam? I said to them, man, you know what, fam? Let me play you some tunes. So I play my tunes to them, and in the bank, continued playing my tunes to them. No cop showed up. No Fed showed up, right? To the bank. So then they were like, you know what? This ain't enough. So they liked the vibe. They liked the music because I was doing drill music, talking about crud and that. Yeah. So they were like, you know what? Yeah. Jump back in the boot. This is after the whole scenario, right? And they're like, continue playing your music. And then I was playing my music, and these man went fucking ham, bro. These man, pulled up to a gas station when my music was playing, and because it was drill, they were all acting like they're amped up. They hopped out, started shanking everyone in the place, bro. And then from then on, they were like, listen, when it makes the transition, we want to bring you into our record label.
So the people that kidnapped you were the Chang Gang, were they?
Chang Gang, they were
there. So they're like Americans, and they would have like, probably accumulated, they would have had like tens of thousands of viewers that would have been watching at that point. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
So like for him, like you almost have to like, nah, fuck this, I gotta shoot my shot. Innit?
Yeah, exactly. Basically, literally, I was like.
So basically, he was the guy who freestyled for the people.
I was the guy. Yeah.
I was that guy. You go, yo.
Yeah, come on. Let me spit some bars for you. Exactly. That's exactly how
you gotta do, bro.
But that's good.
Yeah, so that's how I got into Wu Chang, and then 3.0 came about, and like I was one of their, like, basically one of the ones that they were like putting their emphasis on, because I was the one that like was there for the like towards the end. So I was one of the few people who was fucking serious about it, and they knew because I made a song about the events that transpired that day.
Okay.
And that song is called Lagging. Still to this day, people are asking me about that song. Jeez. Because it was only released on SoundCloud, and I didn't ever release it properly. So yeah, people are still asking me about that song to this day, because I'm talking about every single situation. The song literally starts with, I'm in the back of the hoopty spazzing, catching our ops because we caught him lacking. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm talking about what happened that day, you know? But yeah, basically, so yeah, I'm signed to Wu Chang. Tommy, and this is how Tommy T was made, right? Yeah, now I'm friends with Tommy. Me and Tommy are like talking about, like, I told him, like, bro, I'm a musician. You've got the voice for music. Let me write you a song. And he's like, yeah, man. And at the time, I was like on Volt, bro. Like, at the time, I don't give a fuck who you are, right? If you're with me, you're coming into the studio, we're spitting bars. Right? That's how I am. Like, I was just like on that shit. When I met P Money, same exact thing. I met him like, yo, come to the studio with me. We're gonna spit bars. Yeah. So I go into the studio. This guy spits the Russian bars that you're talking about. The Sabaka and the boys. I'm like, bro, shut up, man. I'm like, let me make you a proper tune. He's like, yeah, let's do it. And I think it was like 2-3 days after, yeah? I'm chilling in my room. Like, bro, just came from work, right? Just came from fucking flipping burgers and shit. I'm sitting there like...
Do you know when you just said that, man? It reminded me of that guy. I just came from fucking work just now. Do you know that guy just came from fucking... He goes, I fuck her, she screamed. Remember that guy? Do you know that video?
I have no idea what this is.
I fucking she screamed.
I'll play it now. Oh, yeah, go on.
Yeah. Yeah, but either way. Yeah, I just came from work and I was like, all right, cool. Started flinging on some beats, like trying to make a tune like I usually do. And then I heard this beat, and it was from Def Beats, who's a producer, very well known in the UK nowadays. But yeah, Def Beats put on the beat, and I heard this beat, and I'm like, yo, like this beat goes hard.
Yeah.
And then I just started spitballing some stuff. I'm like, wait, hold on. He said he wanted to make a tune, and he was serious about it. So I was like, okay, cool. Started spitballing some things. It wasn't working. I was like, I don't really think that someone who hasn't done music before could do flows like this.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think this is the first time I've actually ever said where it comes from, right? The Tommy T thing. So in my head, I was listening to the bars and I was like, what rap? I do this a lot myself, right? Because I'm someone who's very versatile. I was like, what rapper could I replicate that would like give me an idea for a flow, right? So I started this Unknown T, Homerton B, and I was oh shit, that goes hard. I was like,
you know, it actually makes sense, you know.
Yeah.
You know, you don't know. You don't know.
It makes sense, isn't it? It makes sense.
Yeah.
So then I was like, all right, how could I I was like, because he's got a similar voice.
Cause I can tell now, like you said, it sounds similar.
Unknown T, yeah, exactly.
Don't know about me, I'm Tommy T.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There's exactly, because he says his name. It's Unknown T, Homerton B.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, like, he used his name, and I was like, I could do the same, and he's got a similar like voice.
Yeah.
And then I said, don't know about me, it's Tommy T, and I was like, that's it. Like, bang. I was like, millions. I saw it flash from my eyes. I was like, yeah, that's it. And then, yeah, push come to shove. 45 minutes later to an hour later, I had it. It was all down. It was literally from start to finish, my bars, his bars, all down. And then
I mean, it's common knowledge, right? So obviously you wrote the whole song.
Yeah,
you didn't write it.
I wrote the entire song.
Yeah.
I was the one who wrote like his parts, my parts. I wrote everything, right?
Ghostwriter.
Yeah, basically. And then and then I got instantly to work because I was like, this is gonna be a bop. And then I got to work. I wrote a reference verse for him. I wrote like a reference demo, which is like me singing all of the parts, right?
Yeah.
A couple of days pass. I go into the studio again, and I'm like, yo, I wrote something for you. And you listen to it, he's like, oh my God. And then, boom, like push comes to shove, like couple weeks to a month later, it's right there, boom, right there. And then, this is the first time that I was starstruck. I was completely starstruck. And it wasn't because of him, it was because he turned around and he told me, JME wants to get involved. JME and Randolph want to get involved, and so I was like,
so they mastered it, did they?
They mixed and mastered it, and this was the point where I was like, okay, this is real.
That's heavy.
Like this is real. Like JME, like I was like, bro, like what the fuck? That's and crazy. Then and just the thought of this guy has now heard my voice.
Yeah.
In my head was brazy.
Nah, that is mad.
And they mixed and mastered the whole thing, and then that's how it came about. Boom,
bro. So. I know you want to ask a question actually about this song. Dollar Wise.
Yeah, wait, I don't want to. I don't want to get into that. Yeah.
You want to ask about that? I know you do.
So, it was on his channel. You wrote everything. Mm-hmm. It's on his channel. Mm-hmm. And then you get paid obviously off of Spotify as well. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Was it 50-50?
You know what? This is another.
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I'm gonna lie. You didn't do it for the love.
I didn't do
you didn't do it just bro, it's ZERKAA, bro. I'll write him a song. Do you know
for exposure.
For exposure. You did that because you wanted bread as well.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, because you wouldn't though, would you?
I didn't think about that.
If I would have known you then and he was like, yo, bro, I just wrote a song for me and ZERKAA, bro. I knew that's gonna pop. GTA video, I've never seen before. That's gonna pop.
I did it to put my name out there. Yeah, I didn't do it for no money.
No, not at first, of course.
No, of course. But bro, I did it because I like the love that I have, bro. And if the people who know me and watch me in day out, bro, the reason they're there is because they know how much I love music. Like I've got so much and when I get into depth and I start talking about it, I don't think there's been one single person who hasn't told me that my love for music isn't genuine after they had that conversation.
Yeah.
They see it. Like they literally, it's in my eyes. Like I don't know how to explain it. The fire that I have for music is something like it's otherworldly. You say I have confidence in myself, yeah. The music is literally like the end all be all of that confidence. So when I made it, I wanted to get my name out there and I wanted to show and prove to the whole world that I could do it. You know what I mean? And I had a point to prove to myself as well that I had enough talent that these people would acknowledge it. Yeah. And that's why I did it. But
was there a nice bag afterwards?
Huh?
Nice bag afterwards?
Oh, bro, come on now.
Like the song is the millions.
No, bro, it's my biggest song, yeah. But I am gonna say he reached out to me in DMs and he said I'm making a music video for it and I'm gonna drop it on my channel. And I was like, okay, that's pretty fucking big. That's big. And then he turns around and he says, "Do you want to split for it? Like, do you wanna split it 50-50?" And I said, no.
Do you know what though? Do you know what? I don't like that. I'll be honest. No, I'll be honest. I don't like that, right? For two reasons, right? It shouldn't have even been a question. You wrote that song.
No. Bro, it's his channel, bro.
But no,
bro,
no. But think of it.
But you have to think about this. I am in no way entitled to every. Bro, this guy put in what years and years and years and years.
But I think no. But
into his channel.
No, but understand though, right? The song wouldn't have reached a much bigger audience if it wasn't for him.
If I had dropped that tune and it wasn't him, that song wouldn't have done what it done.
Yeah, no, but what I'm trying to say to you, it was.
Yeah, but the reason why it was is because of who he is.
Yeah, but there wouldn't have been...
So he deserves his credit.
Oh, 100%, but there wouldn't have been a song without you.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I didn't ask him if he wanted the splits for the Spotify.
Oh, you're rude as well. He's rude as well. I don't...
Oh, there we are then.
Yeah, so yeah, you got paid off for Spotify, you got paid off for YouTube.
Yeah, basically.
There we go. There we go. But
and that's the reason why I didn't accept the splits. You know? Fair. Because I felt like he went out of his way to create the concept of the music video. It's his channel that he worked hard for. It's his he also reached out to the editor who made the music video, right? And he also paid the music. Of course, I didn't have to do anything, and therefore who am I to no
100%.
And but what you should be thinking about is the fact that he even still reached out after all of that and asked me still after all of that if I wanted the splits. That should go to show who he is. I mean, this guy there hasn't been a single fucking time where this guy hasn't done something to uplift everyone else around him.
This is what, do you know what I really like about him though, is that the Twitch stuff he doesn't have to do. You can tell he enjoys doing it.
Bro, this guy
doesn't have to do it.
He's got
that's what I mean, like
7 to 10 businesses.
Bro, he doesn't need to do it, and the fact that he's still going on there, he does it virtually every day, don't he?
Yeah, that's why I think. Well, I mean, out of all the things that's happened recently, that's why I kind of do feel a little bit bad. That's why I do feel bad for him. Do you know what I mean? Because he's obviously put himself kind of in a vulnerable situation, getting to know new people, don't know him, never met him IRL.
He gave people a platform.
Exactly.
He gave people jobs.
Bro, he gave people
jobs.
Do you really think I'd be in this seat right now without him?
Yeah. And
be honest.
Because
no, but you could say but think of it this way: KSI with Mini Minter, I was his best friend. If he wasn't friends with him, he wouldn't have been a YouTuber with 10 million subs, would he? Let's be real. You got to look at it that way. People with a big influence and a big audience and stuff, they make people's careers. In my opinion,
me personally, meeting Simon in real life, yeah, I mean, I can see where you're coming from, but you need to give credit to Simon.
No, of course, he's done all that thing.
He's a big man himself, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But
I don't want to say anything.
Don't say anything.
I don't want to say anything.
So obviously the follow up with Tommy T, obviously for ZERKAA himself, that took him to another level in that GTA
Definitely.
sort of server community, right? Because
And so did the mandem. Because, like, bro,
Yeah.
I reckon if he didn't have the, like, and this is something I've said to myself, and yeah, like, it may be an ego trip, right? Because, like, at the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, someone can argue that he could have done whatever the fuck he wanted and
Yeah.
he would have been
No.
successful. But that I know for a fact, he wouldn't have been. He would have probably not have stuck to GTA still to this day.
Oh, no,
you
I
know?
agree.
Bro, you needed each other.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
you needed each other.
And it was genuine.
Yeah,
It was
100%.
genuine.
100%.
But I do think,
And he himself recognizes
Yeah.
this.
but I think that song though took him to like, because even like the other people in the server and stuff,
The
are
ones
like,
that didn't know
'cause
who
it was
he
catchy.
was,
Yeah.
right? The Americans who didn't know who he was,
Yeah.
instantly, like
Yeah.
the moment that song was released. Oh, by the way, number 21 in the hot UK charts.
That's
Yeah,
wild.
Spotify.
shit,
Yeah, like
that's
that
crazy.
That is wild.
And his Sidemen reaction video, #1 trending on YouTube,
Swear.
entirety. I still remember that day like it was yesterday. Like I was, yeah.
Did you cry?
Have you,
Oh, bro.
have you
bro.
cried at any
Nah,
like any
I've
achievement?
cried. I've cried on stream over it, bro.
I swear.
Oh,
Bro,
I
like
that.
the bro, like it's
like
It's
that.
life changing though, isn't it?
it
Really?
is
Do you know
life
what I mean?
changing. Like, bro, it's and it wasn't. I didn't cry because like, oh, look at me, I'm so successful. I cried
Yeah.
because like, bro, the amount of belief that I have to put into myself, and I still to this
Yeah.
day have to put into myself. It's an overwhelming amount. I like the way I see myself. Yeah, I have to take on the entire world and prove to the entire world that I am worthy of being where I am. And that to me, that was the first ever time where like it got given back to me, and everyone was telling me you deserve to be where you be, and that is what
Yeah.
made me like.
It's
really
that
break it.
finally moment. Innit?
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
basically,
finally, man.
yeah.
Like I'm getting the
Yeah.
acknowledgement that I've been given myself, and everybody else can see it. No,
Yeah,
100%.
basically, yeah.
But so obviously you just touched upon it then, but like obviously from what I remember, obviously the sidemen were reacting to it afterwards.
Mhm.
Like even from that point, then like how like since that point, then like it's like life changing. So obviously KSI reacted to it. He was like the gassed out of all of them because
Yeah,
obviously
yeah.
the tuning now. So like, how was you feeling in that moment?
You know what? And this is actually that's something that's so funny. I didn't care about myself at that point.
Yeah,
Like, and I don't know why. But I fully just cared for the fact that his friends were so gassed about him.
yeah,
I cared about the fact that like JJ, who's someone who like had a little bit of a musical inclination,
Yeah.
was gassing him up. Like,
Yeah.
and I could tell that he was genuinely happy with the fact that he made something that he was proud of,
Yeah.
because he's very much like me. He's
Yeah.
a lot like Josh is a lot like me, and when it comes to like music and stuff, because
Yeah.
he's a perfectionist. Like, there's not one thing, like whenever something's perfect, there's something still to level up.
yeah,
Right? And I saw that from the very start.
Yeah.
Because this guy, the amount of takes this guy sent me, he's like,
Yeah.
bro, he sent the first take he sent me, I was like, bro, this is fucking like, you nailed it. And he was like, no, like this word, not good. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
all right,
yeah,
cool,
yeah.
go and do it again then. And then he came back, boom. Yeah. I was like, and this time I was like, nah. This time you gotta do this.
Yeah.
He's like, oh yeah, cool. And like, bro, eventually, like I could tell how much it meant to him that he came out with a product that he was happy with. And I was so happy to see that JJ like was acknowledging the fact that he did sick. Because to be honest, like let's be honest here, JJ didn't know who the fuck I was, right?
Yeah,
And if you go back and look at the video, he didn't really care about my parts like that. He got gassed to my parts, but because he didn't know me like that, he didn't get as gassed. But to his parts, he got very gassed, and it's because he knows him and he didn't think that he had it
Yeah.
in him. And I think that was the moment that Josh realized that he actually had it in him. And that to me, that was the main outtake of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because that, bro, I like, there's no way anyone could tell me that that song isn't the reason why he's now made 5-6 others.
Yeah, because he's made some more afterwards, haven't he?
He's made
Through-
more,
through his
which
character.
he needs to fucking release. But yeah, well,
Yeah.
that's another fucking story for another day. Cause I
Yeah,
get
yeah.
to this guy so many times, right? But
Have you done another song with him? Have you
oh,
got
bro,
any-
I've got things in the pipeline.
Yeah.
I've still got one tune in the pipeline that I'm like, and the whole community knows the Bridges tune, right? That like, bro, the community knows his unreleased music. Like, bro, like I've got a verse on his tune Bridges, which by the way I also wrote, right? I wrote them, bro.
Talk your shit.
Yeah. Listen, yeah. If you didn't know, Bridges was written by me, yeah. So you're welcome. Yeah, you're welcome. But bro, like, I still got a verse on Bridges that like, I fucked with the song Bridges so much, because it was written. It was written at a different time where he was going through a situation. His character Tommy T was going through a situation where he didn't give a fuck about no one. He didn't care about anyone, and he wanted to stick to his people, his mandem, his group, right? And I wrote a song about that. And it was during a time where we wore Changang, which is like, as we spoke about before, it was the biggest, bro. And that whole situation was kickstarted by me. I started that war. But it was actually not me. It was actually because of a diss track. But I basically took a diss track that would have perhaps like gone over the radar. People wouldn't have listened to, right? Because it was a diss track dissing the Changang from another artist. That, and this was during the time that we started our own record label.
That was in the Mandem.
He was not in the
okay.
He was in our record label, because we have a record label called MDM Records.
Okay.
Which I founded as well. But he was one of the artists who I had like known for a long time, since the days of like Twitch RP. And this artist, me and him like would always talk to each other, like, and we even made music together like 5-6 years ago. And then when he came into NoPixel, he was like, he came into NoPixel because he saw what I was doing. Bro, like, and this is one of the things I say, like, I consider myself like the biggest pioneer of GTA roleplay music. I turned something that was like seen as like a potential lane, and I took that and I just like, I put the bar up, and then the bar I blew that bar like above.
Well, the Tommy T song's the biggest song to come out of it, no?
Ever, yeah.
Yeah. So, like, it's a big deal, especially when you've got, like...
except, of course, like, we have to give, like, P Money, right? P Money came into GTA roleplay and basically, cheated.
I ain't gonna lie, though.
She's a cheater.
I like the Tommy G tune, but the Ransom...
That's with P Money.
Yeah, I like that song.
Yeah, P Money's cool.
That's a tune.
And that was one of my proudest moments.
Oh, is it?
Bro.
Because it's an actual rapper, like, no offense, but...
Bro, yeah, no, I'm not a natural rapper.
No, but like, compared to, like,
ZERKAA.
You doing it like the other ones, like, he's a, like, renowned, like, you know, people know him, he's a rapper.
No, like, and I don't consider myself a natural rapper anyways. Huh? I consider myself a rapper that got to, like, my flow, my cadence, my delivery, like... bro, if you go back and listen, I wasn't like this before. Yeah. I got to where I got to because I stopped at nothing to get to this point.
Yeah.
Like, the work that I put in, every time that I thought I worked hard enough, I worked harder. Like, I would put in 12 hours, 13 hours in the studio, just repeating the same bars over and over until I find the flow and I find the delivery that worked for me, right? And someone like P Money, bro, like he's just a different breed. Yeah, his voice, his cadence, his natural talent. Like, this guy, he jumps on a track, he sits on a track, and I've seen him write, like, now especially like seeing him in person. This guy is built for this, like, he's made for this. So the fact that people were telling me in Ransom that I kept up with him, different gravy, bro. That was the biggest compliment that I could ever get, because, like, in my eyes, keeping up with a grime legend like P Money is something that's unheard of. You know what? This is the part of the podcast where I'm going to toot my own horn. Yeah. I done bits for that music scene. I've done bits for NoPixel. All of the new artists, they will speak for me. I want them to come public with it. And let me tell you something about Dean So Cool, okay? My opinions on this guy, completely done up. 180. I haven't ever resented the guy, but I now have, like, a sense of respect for the guy.
I didn't know what the fuck was going on, man. I was like, yo,
boy, he's good at the customer.
I made enough money to, like, just fucking, like, just disappear. I have one goal in life: retire my money.
the Adam situation. We want to talk about that at all? Any inkling of this type of behavior?
Like, he did not show any signs whatsoever. There was once upon a time where I was in a call with him, and I said to him, like, listen, like, the way you treat people is fucking fire.
Does anybody know what he looks like? I don't think.
I know what he looks like.
You know what he looks like.
Yeah, I know what he looks like.
Yo, I wouldn't python that'll pierce your armors. You know I got the boys with me, more teeth in a clip than a pool of piranhas. And now I got the streets all shook, more scared of P than a trip to Bahamas. They all know Fed shot at me, then died, man, dishing out instant karmas. Cause I'm a man on a mission, black drafter,